A white female was pulled over for a traffic stop, had marijuana according to the report, and the deputy decided to physically assault her, forced her to be baptized. She then brings this to the light and she ends up dead. Let's put up a picture of the victim here, died. Last week, a civil rights lawsuit against a former Tennessee sheriff's deputy was approved by a United States District Court judge. The lawsuit accused the deputy of baptizing a woman. That's right, you heard it correctly. Baptizing a woman against her will during a 2019 traffic stop. Now, the woman who brought the lawsuit, the woman you're looking at, has been found dead according to the local news. Her name is Shandele Marie. Hamilton County deputies found the body of 42-year-old Shandele Marie Riley at a home on Log Cabin Lane. The cause of death is still unknown and an autopsy is yet to be conducted. Who was at the center of the initial investigation? This guy, he's the deputy. His name is Deputy Daniel Wilkey. Now he's a piece of work. Former Deputy Daniel Wilkey was indicted in 2019 on 44 charges, including rape, assault, and official oppression after he pulled over Riley and during the course of the traffic stop, found her to be in possession of marijuana and placed her under arrest. After he placed her in handcuffs, Riley says the deputy inappropriately touched her on the crotch. Wilkey and Riley next discussed religion. It gets weirder. 3 minutes, and then another deputy, Tyler McRae, left sometime during this conversation. So he has another deputy there. This deputy leaves. Riley testified that Deputy Wilkey asked whether she had been baptized. She responded with concern that she may not be ready. But according to Riley's testimony, the deputy told her God was talking to him and assured her that if she got baptized, he would only write her a citation and she would be free to go about her business, the judge's ruling explains. According to Riley, the deputy also indicated that he would speak at court on her behalf if she agreed. Riley decided to go along with this plan because she did not want to go to jail. She also thought the deputy was a God-fearing, church-like man who saw something in her, that God talked to him and testified that it felt good to believe that for a minute. Let's put up his picture again, okay? That's called Jesus pimping. That's what that is. Exploiting faith in order to get what you want. A lot of preachers do it every day. He just happens to be a deputy, okay? Hamilton County DA Neil Pinkston has requested the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation investigate Riley's death. Remember, she gets the lawsuit approved. This guy obviously is problematic. He gets charged with multiple felonies. And then mysteriously, she ends up dead right after her lawsuit gets approved to move forward. Now, obviously, this cop has a history. Anytime we do these stories, even if we don't have the history documented, you can bet they got one. But we found one in a video. Let's put up this screenshot. That's a video. Hamilton County deputies, once again, Daniel Wilkey and another guy named Bobby Brewer, can be seen hitting a man in handcuffs. They were then cited for use of excessive force. All right, this is why police reform is necessary, but also police replacement. We talk reform a lot, but some of these cats cannot be helped. These individuals are so corrupt to the core that in order for you to move on as a police agency, you gotta lock their ass up and hire somebody else. You have to send a clear message to the community around you that you give a damn enough about them to hire people that care, to hire people that will actually serve the community rather than terrorize the community. What that woman went through was terror. That's what happened. Now, we're going to follow this story. Obviously, it's extremely ironic. I mean, very coincidental, right? That while she's waiting, all of a sudden, she ends up dead. Now, Adrienne, I know this is what we call circumstantial, right? But my goodness.
Yeah, it definitely seems that this is one of those, the circumstances may aligned a little bit too well. And that's something that hopefully the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation will actually honestly and sincerely and earnestly get to the answers that we need. But one of the answers, as you mentioned, is reform. And some of these people cannot be reformed when it comes to law enforcement. And we see this with this individual, I believe this Riley gentleman, he is facing like 2 rape charges and like 44 other counts. The thing is that his department knew who he was. Without a doubt. And also too, the legacy and the reputation that a lot of these departments have built are why they are attracting these recruits. Because that they know that they can abuse individuals' civil rights, that they can abuse their power, and they can engage in all sorts of problematic and absolutely disgusting behavior like this gentleman did in this case with this woman, forcing her to be baptized and sexually assaulting her in the process. And that's why they're joining the police force, because they know they're gonna get a license to assault.
That's right. And with some exception, typically an organization has a culture, and that culture attracts what it is. That organization will attract what it actually is, the values they uphold, the culture they exhibit. You will attract individuals that identify with the culture of your organization. So you're absolutely right, Adrienne. There's something about the attraction model here that continues to connect with people like this, who obviously are the worst amongst us and not the best.